I'm David Cameo, and we are Squawking Dead, a podcast pulverizing episodes of the Walking Dead universe. Sometimes we give you news, sometimes we make you laugh, but most times we go deep. And today we have a very special episode for you. Our interview with none other than our Joan Calamezzo from Parks and Rec, Gina from Mad TV, among many other characters, and, of course, Sarah Rabinowitz from Fear the Walking Dead, Mo Collins. A few bits of housekeeping before we continue. Just to let you know, our Spooky Squawktober cosplay contest is underway. You have about a week and a half to submit your cosplay to compete against other cosplayers for our Jeffrey Dean Morgan signed Negan Lives comic book, plus a $25 gift card from Michaels as for the first place prize. The second place prize is a poster, a Walking Dead World Beyond poster from none other than Walker Wynn. Submissions are underway. You can get the rules from our social media. There's a little post, but and if you need more info on that, you can always DM us at Squawking Dead on Instagram and at Squawking Dead on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/SquawkingDead, as well as you can reach us on Instagram at Squawking Dead. On Twitter at Squawking_Dead on Twitter. If you need to know more info about that, basically you just have to no nudity and just DM at CosmoMom09 to get approval, and you'll be underway, and you're on your way, and you can compete. The voting will start probably the following. You can submit your cosplay up until midnight Pacific time, the 18th. So that's like a Monday. So going into Monday. So once that's done, we'll be getting the voting ready, and you'll have basically everybody will have a week to vote on your cosplay. So we'll have more details on the voting part in short order. But it's good to see you guys all on here, ready to listen to our interview of Mo Collins. I'm very happy to see you guys. I don't know. Is there any other bits of? We're gonna probably record our Walking Dead World Beyond coverage for next week. The this week's World Beyond coverage will be premiering probably Friday night, and we're gonna try to get the jump ahead on the future recordings, over the weekend. So hopefully, with any luck, we'll be ahead of the game, and you'll have our content out a little bit earlier each week, so that this season of hell of covering 2 episodes a week will be over before we know it. And we'll be celebrating Christmas soon, which means a Secret Santa video, a Blazy Gardner special, will be out soon. And I can't wait to experience that with you guys. And when that comes out, or when that shapes out, we'll let you know, and maybe you'll participate in that. So without further ado, listen, I've talked long enough. Let's let Mo Collins talk. Enjoy this interview by Mo Collins. We enjoyed speaking with her. We got to talk about her background a little bit, and we really got to dig in a little bit and see what Mo's aspirations are. So I hope you enjoy this. See you guys in the chat if you're here. And hey, if you like what we're doing, follow us on ko-fi.com/squawkingdead, because then you, just like many people, can participate in the audience while we're interviewing people. That's right, you, of all people. I know, you're so special. When you want to jump in on something, you can either tip us and get 30 days of supported back content for 30 days. I keep doing that for lately. Or you can join our membership tiers for as little as $1. And yes, that will get you access to the recordings to be able to ask questions of Mo or Jenna or any other person we interview in the Walking Dead universe. So without further ado, Mo Collins, here you go.
We are Squawking Dead, a podcast pulverizing episodes of the Walking Dead universe. Sometimes we bring you news, sometimes we make you laugh, most times we go deep. I'm CosmoMom09, Rachel B, and with me, of course, is Charity Blazy Gardner. Guys, you are not ready for our guest today. For years, she was Stuart's mom, Doreen, and Lorraine on Mad TV. She was Gina on 40-Year-Old Virgin, Joan Calamezzo on Parks and Rec, and of course, she is our truckin' Mother Teresa, our bodacious brewing babe, our loquacious lady of libation, Sarah Stir Up Some Beef Rabinowitz, Mo Collins. Mo, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for that fantastic intro.
You deserve it.
That's a great intro. I'll take it.
I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much. I just absolutely love everything that you have done. I think Joan Calamezzo might be one of my absolute favorite human beings in the entire world. She just
she is a
does
hot
and
mess.
says everything, that you want to say. I love it.
She's a good one. God bless her.
I just want to say thank you because you were one of the first cast members to really welcome me into the fandom and interact with me, and I really appreciate that. Because of that, I now have this awesome family. I'm friends with all these amazing people and all this awesome stuff we've been doing. And I want to thank you for coming to my virtual wedding too. That was awesome. That just made it even more special. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a year and a half this weekend. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Time
thank
flies.
you for being so great, Mo. We love you so much, and thank you for loving us back.
I do. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you, fam.
Family.
Yeah, it is. It's a pure fam.
Yeah, we are very much a family.
Yes.
Like we have so many wonderful people that we interact with every day, and they're so creative and so funny, and everybody's so supportive, and we just love everybody. We love all of you.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see how you all just have each other's back. It's really cool. It's like you've taken sort of what the show sort of does and adopted it into your fandom. It's really sweet. We see it.
Thank you. That's one of the things I love so much about Fear in seasons 4 and 5 was the positive aspect of it. It was let's help people, let's do things to do good, and I really liked that. I think that's part of the reason I was so attracted to it, kind of over the main show. So yeah, it's one of the best parts of the fandom.
Yeah, there's good lessons there. I always enjoyed that too, and especially I thought it was so interesting as we went into the lockdowns and the pandemic in real life. Things like take what you need, leave what you don't became our reality.
Yes.
That was profound to me. And it made me realize just even more so how valuable the show can be, as far as lessons on humanity.
I love the idea that all of these shows promote the found family that you can have with people, who are not blood, but the family you make instead. And man, I mean, these shows have definitely given us that. Like you said, we really are a family.
Yeah, I think found families are really, really important. Friends are to be held dear. It's just, and yeah, you can call them your family. It doesn't have to be blood. Family comes in all different shapes and sizes and forms and colors and all of that. And so, yeah, it's cool. You guys really have created a family. It's amazing.
We love following you and Alex and Charlotte on Instagram. Thank you for showing us all the beautiful places that you guys go, especially in the Jeep. What has been your favorite trip with Alex so far in the Jeep?
Well, I mean, we went to Lake Powell, which is sort of borders Arizona and Utah. That was an exceptional trip, and I highly recommend if you ever get a chance to go to Lake Powell. It's like going to another planet. It's just a really beautiful place to go. But I have to say, one of my favorite Jeep trips now, and it's one we do frequently, is between LA and Austin.
Do you take different routes each time you go, or do you take a different route? Same
one, but that's become what's become really cool is that now that route is so familiar that it feels like ours, and we love that we ended up. It's so crazy. We end up at the same gas stations, the same parks for picnics. Pulling over the same spot to piss on the road. It's we just mark our territory from here to there
when nature calls.
What are the main interstates that you take? Because I used to take that route
easy.
also.
It's essentially the 10 the entire way from Los Angeles until you get, I don't know, what is it, an hour and a half, 2 hours outside of Austin, then you turn on to something else. But it's the 10. Like, it's just the 10. It's crazy.
Have you ever chanced taking Highway 50 though?
Where's that?
So I think you can grab that in Nevada, and it's like the loneliest highway. Have a full tank of gas before you go, but it's just so scenic and lonely and secluded, but it's also kind of magical in a way.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
We drove 10 from Jacksonville to Arizona several times, and it is an interesting drive. You get to see a whole lot of the country.
You do, and people, and just, it's a trip. It's so different than just taking the flight. I know it takes more time, but at this point, I almost kind of prefer it. It's our journey, and with sweet little Charlotte in the back, it's just super sweet.
Does Charlotte like riding?
She does amazing in it. I cannot fathom a better dog in the car. I'm telling you, like, she just has her little bed in the back. She doesn't make a peep. She doesn't make a peep. It's just incredible. She doesn't bark. Nothing. She's just 200% adorable. Yeah, you get to the motel at night and she's all excited up on the bed. So it's super sweet and, something I'll cherish forever. Just these travels.
Have you found any heart-shaped rocks that you collect on your trips?
Of course. You have one?
Probably within arm's reach, right? I got to show you when my son got for me. Yeah, my son found a heart-shaped rock for me.
See?
Yep.
Isn't that great?
They're all over.
I know. Mine are all over my house. They're all, there's a shit ton down on the floor, down by the fireplace. There's another box of them over there. There's a thing over there. I have rocks all over my house. Not just heart rocks, but primarily heart rocks. But yeah, I like collecting rocks. I'm a rock lady.
Yeah. And there's a memory attached to each one too, right? I mean, you find it and then you have a story.
Yeah, I like the nature. I like the nature. I like to take a little piece of it with me to remember. I don't know. I feel like there's also just so much energy in that stuff, and I want that energy, so I take it.
Keep it with you. Yeah,
I get it, and I'm gonna get mine.
Well, we know you also love to paint. I've seen some of your paintings. It's so cool. You do beautiful work.
Thanks. I enjoy it. It's been a thing since I was a kid. It's actually what I thought I was going to grow up and be, and I am. As it turns out.
There you go. Yeah.
I am. I kind of ebb and flow in it, and right now I'm definitely in a paint mode. When I'm there, it's like all I see is how I want to put something onto a canvas.
Are you like me? You'll look at something and instead of seeing what it is, you see the shapes that make up the thing.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on. Yeah, everything now just sort of, I look at it and it distorts into a sort of abstract version of itself, which is different for me. Like this whole abstract vibe I'm on is brand spanking new for me, and I'm really digging it because it's just so much freedom in it and figuring out color and stuff. And so, yeah, it's like I like to look at how light affects things and just, you just sort of, like you're saying, like you see it in shapes and color and light and kind of put it on a mental canvas.
And then it comes out in your own style. We actually have a fan question from an artist in our Fear fam, Linda. Linda wants to know, who are some of your painting inspirations and if you have a favorite period?
I have always been influenced by Picasso and Matisse. Yeah, I went through like phase where I like to call myself Motisse for fun.
Nice.
Motisse. I think it's just about a lot of their simplicity, that style, the abstract figures. And somebody asked, when you paint, where do you begin? Can I just tell you, Charlotte, that question right there is what I think of when I look at every single master painting. I find myself in a rabbit hole with other painters too. Like on Instagram, I like to watch their videos because I'm always so interested in, where do you start? Where do I begin? It really varies. Sometimes it just starts with me making an outline of something. Sometimes it just comes with me smudging some paint on. Chances are pretty good by the end of it. By the time I say it's done, it's gone through 10 different forms and been 10 different paintings. But where do you begin is just, I want to know where the master's first stroke was. It's my favorite thing to query when I look at art.
We recently watched an interview that was conducted by some of your family members, and that was so cute. By the way, I loved it. They were able to ask some questions that maybe some people wouldn't dare, and I loved it.
That was so incredibly sweet of them.
Yeah,
Jeez,
it looked like a lot of fun.
I have a great family.
In the interview, they asked you what your favorite word was, and you said "savvy." What is savvy?
It's my first word. It's not really a word, but it is the first word, I guess I said. It's more about a feeling. Best way to define it would be soft and cozy. So it's like savvy. I had a blanket and it was so soft. And you know how little babies, they'll like rub it on their cheek against their own little baby hairs? That's savvy. That's what savvy is.
I like that. That's sweet.
I had a silky when I was a kid. My blanket was lined with silk, and so I'd have to rub the silk to fall asleep.
But wasn't it savvy?
Yep. Yes, it was. Yes.
Those little hairs that we have, and you do it just soft enough.
Yep.
That's subby.
In that same interview, you said that if you hadn't become an actor, you might have wanted to be a trucker. So how exciting is it that you got the role of Sarah, who is in fact a trucker?
Well, it's serendipity. Like you're a kid and you dream about something, and then all of a sudden it does come to fruition, just not in the form maybe that you thought. But when I was a little girl, the reason I wanted it was because first of all, it just seemed really cool, but also I wanted my truck cab. My initials are MAC, and I thought I'd be super cool to have a truck bed that said Big Mac.
Yes.
I just thought that was cool. It was really more about that truck cab, and because it's like a camper, which I like to camp and stuff. So it's really about that space, which I do love the interior of trucks. And going as a kid, my favorite thing at the state fair was always Tractor Hill. I would just go and look for any of the tractors that were open so I could go inside.
So have you since gotten your trucking license?
I don't have a license, no.
Oh.
No, but I do drive. I do drive it now, but not. I know, and I get liquored up and do it.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Edit this out.
Yeah, I grab my road soda, need my road sodas, but I can't. I can't drive the truck out on roads, obviously, but in the areas that we shoot, I do. I really get to do some driving. Like, I mean, what episode was that in season 6 with the oil? 606. That was crazy. That was really, because you don't see a lot of what I actually did, but I had to drive for a bit, pretty rugged terrain, and you really have to be careful. You can't dip into some big divot or your truck will go over. And I had, other actors in there. Then the oil is on the windshield, so I'm blind, and I also know for a fact that there are real walkers on surrounding the truck that I don't want to run over. And I somehow managed to get my lines out at the same time and hit my mark.
Nice.
You have no idea.
That was awesome.
I was sweating that one. That's one of the hardest ones ever to have shot, for sure. It was freezing, and we were soaked to the bone, for 12 hours or whatever. It was we were out there too long. It was a little dangerous, to be honest. I'm glad everybody was okay at the end of that. We didn't have adequate ways to warm up, so it was rough.
There's a picture of you guys on set with all of you guys standing around a heater, and you're all bundled up with hats and jackets and coats on.
That's what we had, and that just doesn't cut it. It really only projects out like this far, and when you're, like I say, you know how it is, once cold gets to your bone, it's to your bone, and that can take, hours to thaw. Even after going home and soaking in a hot bath, you're still shivering in bed, and that's when you worry about getting sick. But like I said, we were all really lucky that nobody got sick.
As far as that episode is concerned, did you film those scenes, outside, truck, rain, water, before the initial scene with you and June in the trailer trying to help that guy out?
Oh, that was the first scene we shot. The surgery one. That was my first day of shooting on that episode. So that was before the hell day. Yeah. Oh, that was a cold day. It was a cold day, but it wasn't bad. Like we're used to cold. We're used to cold. We're used to hot. Definitely the being sopping wet was tough.
Challenge. Do you prefer? Because I know that Texas can be pretty hot. Do you prefer?
I prefer the heat.
The cooler weather. You prefer the heat. Okay.
Give me heat any day. I can't. I am from Minnesota. I don't tolerate the cold well. I don't mind the heat. All you do then is sweat, which I find a little bit fascinating. It's like, wow, look at my body just sweating. It's just kind of, I don't know, it means my body's working, which I'm always happy to find out.
What was the oil made of?
Some food grade something or other. I can't remember exactly. And there were a couple different kinds because some of it needed to be on the clothes and kind of look harder, so it glossed up more or something. There were a couple different kinds, I think, but then like what was spilling was probably like a colored sugar water or something, maybe. I don't remember. I don't recall that it had any taste or smell. I don't recall.
You're too cold to think about it.
Honestly, yeah. But I know that whatever they use, it's always
Food grade.
yeah.
at least you know-
Make sure it wasn't going to be
Yeah.
something that would like dye our hair or stuff like that. So
Right.
whatever it was safe.
So when you were on Mad TV, how much of the dialogue that we hear is improv versus scripted? And did you have any leeway with the scripted portions?
Oh, yes. Part of my job there was to pitch and write and do all of that. When we have the script, what we do is the first pass through, the first take through, we would do the script. But then depending on who was on the floor, there was a lot of improv. We would just say the gloves are off, and folks like Michael McDonald and myself. Did we got the first take? We're good. Okay, let's have some fun. So there's a lot of improv. And then when I would do Lorraine out on remotes, as it were, like in location, that's all improv. So there was a lot of improv on top of having just unbelievable writers, just the best.
The way you guys play off each other is just insane.
I know, everybody always said that we were like yin and yang.
Yes.
Because we're very different as people. We're just, for whatever reason, we had tremendous chemistry with our comedy. So good times. And God damn him. He would always try and make me laugh, and he would win.
Conversely, how much input do you have into Sarah's dialogue? And do you get to improv any of her lines?
Yes and yes. Fear is pretty much it's a scripted show. You do what's there. But that's not to say that there aren't moments where I'll throw in little things here and there, right? Or give an alternate line, just to keep it interesting,
Like skedaddle.
Skedaddle was mine.
Yeah.
I wanted something more Sarah and more kind of taking the fear out for the child in that moment. I just thought in the word like skedaddle is just had a friendlier edge to it, to just sort of, instead of, I don't remember what it was, but it was probably just like, go ahead or whatever, but I'm going to give her a skedaddle. It just seemed more parental and felt more cared for in that moment, so I changed the word. But yeah, sometimes I'll just do it. Sometimes it just comes out.
What is your favorite Sarah-ism?
Sarah-ism? What would that mean? Like her lines or...
Let's stir up some beef.
Sitting there like a turd in a toilet.
Yeah.
Favorite.
I didn't come up with that one. They're the ones that keep putting poop in my mouth. Somebody there is obsessed with poop. That ain't me. Stir up some beef. That's mine. When I was first hired, and the producers brought me into the office, and they said to me, you know your character Gina from 40-Year-Old Virgin. I said, yeah. And they go, her. And I go, all right, let's go stir up some beef. And that's how that happened. And I don't know, it was just sort of the mental thing that happened in my brain in that moment. Because I was just thinking like, killing walkers, what is, and for whatever reason in that quick little moment there, I thought of my Gramps who ran Collins Grocery Store in Superior, Wisconsin, and had the meat grinder down in the basement, and he would stir the beef. And I don't know why, I think there was just a quick visual of like, what's something that stirs, like, because I think the walkers so much look like hamburgers sometimes. There it was in my first script.
I will forever picture a walker going through a meat grinder now.
I like it. But it makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
They
It
do
really
look
does.
like beef.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great place. I think that would actually be a good one.
So, Mo, can someone learn to do improv, or is this a gift?
You can learn to do improv. Anybody can learn to do improv. It's absolutely learnable, teachable, learnable. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. I recommend it for everybody, no matter what you do.
How do we do that?
You sign up and you take classes.
You learn. That's how.
Yeah.
You mean I gotta put work into it?
Yeah. Or get a group of friends and start doing some improv games. You just start. Improv is for everybody. Yeah.
Do it. That's the key.
Yeah,
Right?
I really do. I think it's for everybody. And it's super fun. And, there are just silly little games and things that even that, just if you're bored at a party or you're looking for something to do with your pals, like entertain each other.
I think a lot of people would find out how creative they are if they did these exercises too, right?
Thank you. Yes. Yes, that is exactly right. Look, if Mr. Hermday, when I was in 7th grade, hadn't, made me learn improv, I wouldn't have known that I was a creative person. thankfully, somebody showed me this gift of improv, taught me this really special thing and gave me legs to walk this earth, essentially, how to walk this journey. I mean, but yeah, anyone can do it.
I worked in a restaurant as a server for several years, and basically that was my job, was improv constantly. It wasn't necessarily supposed to be funny, but I had to constantly improvise with the customer that I was waiting on and be able to read them immediately and read the room.
That is it.
And it took a lot of practice.
It does, and because improv is about making choices, and and this goes across the board in life, we only have our choices, right? You can choose to have a good day, to have a bad day. How you respond to things, it's a choice. But yeah, you learn some improv skills and might even make it more fun. Even if you are waiting tables, like maybe you just have more fun with your customers, even because you go a little further with your playtime with them. Who knows? But yeah,
I can pretend that I like them. I'm just kidding.
No, that's true. That's true.
There you go.
Pretend you love them. Absolutely. Wait, somebody did improvising during their time in the army. Carol's sidekick?
I think
that's Alania.
Alania.
Yeah.
See? I mean, the army, can you imagine? Talk about having to improvise. Carol, did you actually do lessons? That's very curious. I'm curious about that. That's interesting. Portrait photography, a lot of improv. Yes, you've got to get the people to, act like a model, for one thing. We're all improvisers.
Well, speaking of improv, we thought we'd have some fun for just a couple of minutes here, if you're up for it. We know you've done a wide range of celebrity impersonations, so we thought we'd ask you how some of these people may react to being in a zombie apocalypse. So, what do you think Lorraine would say in the middle of a zombie apocalypse?
This is how you're tricking me to get me to do my characters.
Should have read these questions better.
Oh, what are them walkers doing, huh? Say, Carol, go grab me a can of beans or something. I gotta knock one of these suckers off. Great. They're standing in the G-darn way!
Oh my gosh! Oh, that was amazing.
We actually had a comment earlier from Charlotte who said she hadn't been familiar with Mad TV, and getting to experience Lorraine for the first time ever during lockdown was just magic.
Oh yeah,
what
it was a good time to bring her out of the closet.
How about Cher?
Cher!
Well now, who the hell brought all these sumbitches out here? What are you, a half-breed? Look at you. You're half dead. Sonny!
Oh my God. Sonny.
I got Sonny.
Oh no!
I don't know. I don't want to hear about this.
Oh my
Look
God,
at
that's
you, I'm
wonderful.
still alive.
I'm trying so hard not to say.
I'll make arrangements with urgent care.
In 2017, you were nominated for Outstanding Character Voiceover Performance for F is for Family.
Yeah.
I had no idea that you voiced Jimmy Fitzsimmons, even though I watched the show specifically listening for you. How would Jimmy Fitzsimmons react to the zombie apocalypse?
Stay away from my shit! Get away from me, pelt fuckers! Oh man! Oh man, here they come! Oh man!
Pelt.
Oh my God!
Suckers. Yes. Ladies and gents, we got the snort. We got the snort.
I love it.
Oh my God!
Take our ball. We can go home now. All right. It's great to know you. Thank you for coming on. Thanks.
Oh
my God! Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. You had mentioned that you wanted to get into a little producing. Have you had that chance?
I haven't. Well, no, that's not true. If I think about it, I've been producing pretty much my entire career, because I look at sketch shows with my friends. We wrote shows, we produced them, we put them up in theaters. And I continued to do that, till even a few years ago, really. I was producing shows at a place called Improv Olympic, but that closed. Have I done like a film or something, produced a film? No. But there is something interesting about that to me. And I think it's just because I'm probably a bit of my control freak might want to fly her flag a little bit, and just have all of the control of the creative of something, just to sort of see what that might end up looking like. But yeah, it would have to be a story that obviously I really care about. And if I wasn't too lazy about writing lately, I would probably get on that. But writing scares the crap out of me. And I've been kind of lazy. Well, no, I haven't been lazy. It's been busy. So haven't written for a while. But yeah, that's something I wish I would do.
Charity likes to write too.
Oh, no.
She won't admit it, but she's pretty good at it.
It's hard to do. I mean, actually, right before I got Fear, I, had developed a show for myself called Shit Show. And it was a love story. And I pitched around, actually had got the green light from Amy Poehler's company to produce it. But then she takes all her stuff to Universal, and Universal ended up holding on to it for a while and then saying no. And I got sort of tired of the pitching and everything and just needed to put it to bed, and just because I'd spent a year and a half to 2 years developing it and pitching it and really working hard on it. And then you just sort of need to step away and breathe. And I got busy doing a play here in LA. And at the same time, then I got cast on Fear. So boom, it's okay, I guess I'm doing this now. As far as that show now, I'm too old to play that character, but would I be interested in producing it still? Perhaps. With somebody else playing me? Perhaps.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Who do you think you would cast as you?
God, I don't know. Any good schizophrenics out there? I don't know. Probably end up being Cher. I'd find somebody really hot, really young and hot.
Well, I think there's plenty of those out there.
Yeah, there's plenty.
Of course, we know now that Gina from 40-Year-Old Virgin was the inspiration for Sarah. But what other characters from your past, if any, have you brought to Sarah?
Me. I brought me more than any character I've ever played. Me. That's what's been really, really interesting about playing Sarah, is the melding of the two. And that's been really, really super satisfying. I consider myself a character actor, and I know some people are like, what's that? And an actor is an actor, and it's no, I actually still kind of like character actor. That's me. That has meaning to me. And as much as Sarah is still a character, we talk different and things, but we're very alike. There's a lot of similarities. I don't think there's anybody else I can think of. Once I felt myself fusing with Sarah, that's what I wanted to continue to do. I didn't really need to look outside to find her. The more I looked in, I found her.
Well, and it makes all the difference. We love Sarah.
Thanks.
Because of this, too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Charlotte asks, what are things that you have in common with Sarah, and what, in your eyes, are the biggest differences?
Well, we both got a ton of moxie. We're loyal as fuck. We love hard. We play hard. Tricksters. I was going to say I'm more serious, but Sarah's pretty serious too. Gosh, our pants are the same. We even dress alike, funny enough. Yeah, it's really hard to spot the differences. She pees standing up and I sit down.
There we go.
There we go. Charlotte asks, does Sarah have a truck license?
Sarah, well, I think she does. I think she is licensed. I think so. Did I hear that at some point? I think she has a license. Maybe not.
Probably a little expired now.
Well, I mean,
definitely expired.
But he does say that they were living on the fringes before the world went to shit. So she probably was a trucker before that. So yeah,
I feel like she was. Yeah, I do think that there was truck driving in some part of her life. Yeah, if not her life.
Sarah is definitely different from a lot of the roles that we're used to seeing you play. David C. wants to know, what did you do to prepare yourself for the role of Sarah?
Nothing. I didn't have any time.
If anything, yeah.
I didn't have any time to prepare. There's no preparing for this. No. I got called in I didn't realize at the time it was the producers that said to have me come in, and it was the same day audition. Like, I almost didn't go to the audition because I was opening a play that week, and it was just like, I can't leave dress rehearsal. But I went thinking I'm never going to get it because it's a drama, but I want them to see me do some drama. So I went, and later that day, I was told I had it. Next day, I'm in the producer's office talking about the character, and then the next day I'm on a plane to go do it. So,
Wow.
Prep.
Wow.
Prep. Well, you know what the prep was in the beginning for me. Thankfully, they said, Gina from 40-Year-Old Virgin. I went, okay, so I just put myself into that to start. But I also wanted to be, and I told this to the director, Tara Nicole Weir, who was my first director when I came to Fear. And I said to her, because obviously I was terrified coming in as a comedic actor, I said, and I let her know what they wanted from me, which was this Gina character, but I was concerned that, she would be too broad for the world. And so I said, you really need to help me fit into this world. I don't want to be laughed out of the world. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to have funny lines and have humor to Sarah, but I don't want to be laughed at in this world, if that makes sense. I don't want to be laughed at like, what's Mo Collins doing in this world? She can't do it. So, I had the director really keep an eye on what was going on with my performance, because it was a totally different beast. I felt like a fraud when I first got there. I mean, I remember like doing like the first actor I worked with was Lenny on the show. And, I've been watching the show and as a fan, and I'm face to face with him, and, we're doing our lines and all serious and like this. And I just thought, oh my God, I feel like I'm doing a sketch of Fear the Walking Dead, because it just felt so surreal. And so in a way, I matched his energy to kind of, or just because I knew it was bringing it down differently for the camera in a different way. In a drama, it's just much stiller, whereas comedy's just got more bobble to it. So I really felt like I was doing a sketch of Fear the Walking Dead. Like it was hilarious. It was fantastic. But yeah, I just didn't want to be laughed out of it. Oh, I think you nailed it. Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Oh, definitely. You definitely nailed it.
Yeah.
When did you feel that change? When did you feel that swing, that upswing? I feel like I asked this to Jenna also. It's like, when did you feel that groove?
The groove into doing drama?
Yeah, I guess that, but also maybe in conjunction with Fear. Like, okay, you're in this first gravitas scene with Lenny, and then later on, you're like, you feel that kind of like, I get this. I feel a part of this thing now.
Well, that was definitely in season 4. I mean, when you're out working this kind of a job, you get close with the cast and you really feel that family thing. And I never felt like an outsider. If I did, it was just because I was putting myself there. I mean, Chill and I used to we still, oh, I love him so much. But we had the best time because, we came in together. We always talked about how we were the newbies, and just like we're both comedians, and so it was like we always were pretending just our own little bits to ourselves, like we were like brand new and just didn't know what we were doing, and just like okay, oh great, okay, yeah. So we pretended we were super nervous. This was just to each other. We would do this because we just sort of like, what are we doing here? How did we get here? Like this is crazy. What are we doing here? But Chill had come from doing a lot of drama, so there was also like he was one of the most helpful moments I ever had on set my first season, and I had a line that had something to do. What was it about? A lizard or something? I don't remember. An insect, some kind of the frog.
Frog and scorpion.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, the fable.
That line. And all I had to do was walk and say that line. And I was so inside my head, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this here. I don't know how to just do this. I don't know how to just, I was making it really difficult in my head and overthinking it. And every single time, like a couple times, I flubbed up the line. And God bless him, Joel's just sitting there and he looks right at me and he goes, and only he can do this. He's just like, Mo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Girl, just say it. You just walk. You know what you're doing. Just say it. You just walk and you say it. Now go on and do it. He took me out of my head. He could see what was happening inside my brain. He could see how I was tripping myself up. And because he loves me so much, and I love him, it was a safe place for him to say that. He can say that to me, and I'm not going to be butthurt. I'm not going to feel like it's another, actor like, wow, okay. And I learned a lot in that moment. Like, Mo, you don't have to work as hard as you are. I think I was thinking I had to work harder, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just walk and say the damn thing.
You know what's really funny about that is that is so much in contrast to what Jenna was talking about of how she wanted to be taken like a lot more seriously. And I think she was at a pivotal moment in her career. And Charlotte also asks, in conjunction with this, like, did you and Jenna exchange any tips or experiences since you both came from a comedy background? And coming from her point of view, she worked a lot harder, studied a lot more for her role, and she felt like she found her place.
Yeah, well, she has a much bigger role, so there was definitely more for her to do. I don't recall her like giving acting tips or anything like that. When we first, met on set and everything, and knowing I came from comedy, like she was really good to just say, it's cool here. You're going to do great. It's great. We went out to dinner like that night. Like, she just really embraced me and helped me to feel welcome. And I really appreciated it because, going into any new classroom, right, you want that one person, that buddy. And I mean, I can have a tendency to be, believe it or not, shy. So it was good because I was a very quiet person on set there. And I think she just sort of grabbed me and said, it's all good, and you have a place here. And yeah, it was very helpful.
That family.
I needed that. I did. I needed it because it was very daunting for me, challenging, and yet everything I wanted to do,
Yeah, and Charlotte also asks, now that you're talking about learning experience and now that you're not the newbie anymore, did you find yourself being able to help someone who joined the show after you?
I always try and do that. I always try and do that. If I have any tenure over anybody, I do everything I can to make any person walking into our home feel welcome and safe and to just shine, like celebrate. You got the gig. You're here. You did it. Enjoy. Check this shit out, man. Check it out. Look what you get to do. Like, I like being a cheerleader. Yeah, because I think they're important. I think that anybody that I've worked with would hopefully say that they thought I did that for them. I would hope so anyway. Whether they're there for a day, do you know what I mean?
Their success is your success.
That's just it. I'm real big on ensemble. And I just think that we all are here to shine a light on each other, right? And when you make somebody else shine, they help you shine. It reflects on you, that light. So I like to shine a light. I like showing people how great they are. Those people are great.
I try to.
Yeah, but but people are great.
Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. There's some real shitheels out there too. Let's not kid ourselves.
Speaking of shining a light on people, I want to say something about Rachel. She was just accepted into a makeup academy.
It's a multimedia makeup academy. It's for
Yes.
for
cool.
effects makeup.
Yes.
Congratulations. Where?
Yes.
Where is this place?
Here in Michigan.
That's a big deal. How
Yeah.
long do you have to do? How
It
long
is.
will it be? Yeah.
It's a 10 to 12 month program.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you. You're going to do
I'm very
great.
excited.
You're going to do great.
I'm nervous,
Yes.
but I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes.
You're
Awesome.
ready.
Thank you.
Enjoy the nerves. It's actually, you're anxious. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. That's cool.
I feel like when I feel the nerves, I know I'm onto something, right?
Yes.
Like
Oh,
doing something
100%.
right.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's just that life energy telling you what you're doing is right.
Yep.
To jump, to do, It's there for a reason. It's a little energy tickle.
Listen to
When you stop feeling the excitement's when you got to worry.
Honest to God. Ain't that the truth? Don't get too comfortable. Gripes. Because then the universe will come in and go, oh, I got something for you. And you're like,
Yep.
no, not that.
And the universe goes, yes, and
Yes, it does.
improv joke.
Yes, I'll take it. Yeah. And you have to say, yes, and I can beat that shit.
Our next question is from a fan. It's Danny T. And he wants to know, what part of Sarah's story arc have you enjoyed the most?
Hard to think. She hasn't had a ton of arc like some, so I have to, so selective. I definitely enjoyed 513. Yeah. With, what's his name? Clayton? Not Clayton.
Logan.
Logan, thank you.
Yeah.
Logie.
Yeah,
Logie
leave what you
and the
don't.
Hoagies. Yeah, that was cool because that was really one of my first times, like really kind of getting to step up and do something a little bit more substantial with Sarah, a little deeper, and I really enjoyed that. And God, he was a treat to work with. Oh, God,
Yeah.
we laughed.
Sarah coming out of the refrigerator is probably one of my favorite scenes overall of the entire show. Yeah.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
wow. Yeah, that's my favorite Sarah scene. I loved it because to me it just epitomized her energy or something, right? Like the just surprise and badass and
The way you delivered the line, I mean, it just felt so primal, like, I've done a lot of bad shit. The way you said it just, it was like, it gave me goosebumps. Like, it felt so
Yeah.
guttural and real coming out of you.
that episode was not directed by Mikey, but that scene was. Just we ran into some scheduling issues, and so Mikey came in to direct that particular scene, and he's just so great. And he just said to me to get twisted, go sideways, cut her loose. And I love that. And it was his idea to put me in the fridge, which just
Nice.
what
Yeah.
that did, like it just said so much about Sarah, right? Like I just thought it was an absolutely brilliant choice with the comedy edge to it, like just freaking perfect. But yeah, and then he was just like, go twisted, get sideways, Mo. I'm like, gladly, please.
Great.
It was
Yeah.
like singing. It was like that little low baritone, and then all of a sudden a high note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like music.
Just a bolt, that energy. But I just love doing it. Great.
It makes my chest rattle every time. Like I get like choked up when Sarah's getting emotional about what she had to do to Clayton, and she's like, and I'm
well,
just like,
yeah, it is tough
every time.
I know, because she also, works so hard to contain those emotions, right? Because she just wants to stay stoic and strong. But man, there's a lot of Mo coming in there, and she cracks. She cracks. I mean, there's times it's so damn hard for me to keep Mo's tears out of there, and I have to fight it because I know Sarah's stronger than Mo with that. Well, there's a difference. The more forward I go, perhaps she's not. Perhaps there's another place where we are the same, and we just we break.
Aside from being reunited with Wendell, what does Sarah want?
You mean for herself, right?
What does Sarah desire? What does she want?
She wants everybody to be okay, even more than herself. She wants them to. She wants them to shine. Fuck. There we go.
Oh,
She wants them to shine. I just figured that out. Because I was just thinking, like, you take, like, her respective, whoever, Morgan, if he's in charge, and she wants him to shine in his role of leadership. She just wants people to shine. God damn it.
and she's gonna help him get there. Yeah.
She'll help anybody. It's her loyalty. I just think that she's really loyal. And she's such an action figure. It's like she's quick. It's one of the things I really like about her. She's quick. She doesn't overly think about things, which, fools rush in. And I love that about her. That's me too. Fools rush in. Not always happy endings, but if somebody needs help, boom. Boom. She doesn't think about it. She doesn't even necessarily say anything all the time. She just goes and does it. And I love that about her. I like using that Sarah-ism on myself. Like if I'm having a bad day, shitty day, it's like I suffered from depression all my life. And if I'm having a bad day and I don't feel like getting up too much, I let Sarah take me for a walk. And I get out there and I walk like Sarah, which is straighter, taller than I walk. And I feel her. I'm a succubus. I steal her energy for myself.
It's like a comedic stoicism in a way.
Yeah.
Well, we have a fan question from Donnie. She wants to know, who is your favorite Fear the Walking Dead character besides Sarah?
Well, I mean, it'd be obvious to say Wendell, but I really like Luciana.
Lucy, not getting enough screen time.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I just find her very interesting to watch. I love working with her and just seeing how committed she is. And even when it's not about her, there she is. There's Denai, like so into it. She's so beautiful to watch too. Like she's just such a beauty, and to see her badassery out there. And maybe part of it is because, having been a fan of the show from the start, and she's early days, that I still is like, there she is. There's Lucy, I think she's really interesting. I think she's a very, very interesting woman character. I hope we get to see more about her.
I do too.
Yeah.
Denai is a very, very gifted actress. Just, she's super talented, and I want to see everything she does. And I just want to see more of her. I think she's really good.
I'm really fascinated by what goes on behind the scenes, how everything works, and how the sausage is made. Can you just kind of walk us through a typical day on set?
First of all, there's no typical.
If there's any such thing.
Yeah. No, I feel like every day, a typical day would be that there's always some surprises. Golly. Typical day. A lot of times it starts super duper early. The van comes and picks you up from wherever you're staying. And it's usually a long ride, somewhere 45 minutes, an hour away. Quiet, dark, beautiful moon. Dawn comes, you got the cows and the steer along the road. You get to see where you're pulling into, and it's like, oh, where are we today? What does it look like? And it's like, I hear frogs. Just there's always some surprise. I'm like, oh, we actually get to sort of sit inside for a minute today. Just different stuff. And then hair and makeup, which are separate trailers now. It was more fun when it was all in one trailer, but with COVID, they're separate trailers now, and things are very separate. So it's a lot quieter now. God dang it, I just love my time in the chair. I got my Sheila doing my hair, and oh my God, she's my girl. We just blatty, blatty, blatty. And she always has great music. She's always got coffee ready for me. We're all suited up, we get in another van and actually go to set. Our trailers pretty much aren't where we actually shoot. We go and we block stuff, and then we start shooting, and you're pretty much just on your feet and going for, 12, 14, 15 hours. Like, you're just going then. You're just going. Then at the end of the day, you peel off a uniform. Everything has to be hung up and special now and wrapped up for COVID. You get back in that van, mask on, and we wear a mask all day except for action. But you're in that van all the way back, exhausted, your feet hurt, you're thinking about a hot bath, maybe some Epsom salts, thinking about the fun that you had with your fellow castmates, thinking about takes you wish you would have done differently. But oh well, there's the moon. And a rooster's cooing at me as I come in.
When you go from the makeup trailer to where you're actually going to be shooting, is there a makeup artist at that site too for touch-ups and stuff?
Oh yeah, then they pile in their van and they are sitting off to the side. COVID and everything, it's like there's the different apartments, and we have all these zones and stuff now. But yeah, they do touch-ups in between takes, so they come in.
I didn't know if they made you go all the way back down to the makeup trailer and then all the way back for like that just doesn't seem
no
smart.
But it is funny, like our chairs are quite a ways sometimes from set, because obviously our sets are very big. That's what gets to be hard for old lady Collins, is because there's so much walking back and forth to set that sort of somewhere in the day I usually find myself just squatting right on set, because I don't even have, my feet don't even want me to go to my chair.
Oh.
Rachel's asking for herself gainful employment. So.
Well, yes. Yeah. You're gonna have some long days. Because you got to be there before we are.
Yep, and after to clean all my brushes.
Speaking of old lady Collins,
yes,
Sarah's 16-year age up was deleted, unfortunately. When Sarah was aged up for the In Dreams episode. If you can tell us what happened in Sarah's scenes for that, because they were cut, we didn't get to see them.
Well, I am glad you asked. Mikey was directing that. And by the way, he didn't cut me. He called and let me know that.
It wasn't me.
So Sarah just did a walkthrough where Morgan and Grace were, right? I can't remember what the original line was, but it was basically just sort of a little jovial moment, right? Just with Momo. Like, I come up and I'm like, hey, Momo. And, Grace is like, oh my gosh, it's Sarah. And then I say something to Morgan. But Mikey had me say a different surprise line every time that I walked in. And I did it like 16 times. It was just all improv. And yes, I got cut.
After all of that.
Oh
my God.
I was so upset when I saw the footage of you in the trailer in the makeup. Yeah, I was mad.
No,
I'm
legit.
like,
it's not blowing smoke up your ass.
When I
we
saw
need
that,
to see this.
I was already bummed I wasn't really doing much in the episode, but then it was like, oh my God, and I got cut. And I worked really hard on that. Like I gave 500% in that moment, and I got cut. No,
I was so mad for you.
We were all mad.
But here's where I love you guys so much. Like, I don't remember.
Aiden's actually using the hashtag too.
I don't remember
Release the Collins cut.
I don't remember like who posted there was the picture on set, and so that's how y'all knew that I had done something. But I was like inside just a little bit pleased that got out there, so that y'all were like, "Where's Sarah in the episode? Where's Sarah?" Because darn tootin', Sarah's got some love.
Where's Sarah?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's Sarah?
Why did we not get this? Why did we not get this?
Where is it? Release the Collins clips.
The options must have just been too good to choose one.
Has the volume come out yet for Fear the Walking Dead season 6? No, I don't think so, right? So now I'm curious to see if it's going to be in the deleted scenes, because if there's that many takes and it's just that good.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, I did a shit ton of takes. I mean, and it even got to where I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do this time? Like, we're still going. How many takes? We just kept going. I'm like, oh God. The whole thing was me to get him to chuckle, to kind of trip up Lenny, to be honest. It was Mo and Lenny in that moment. You know, that's what Mikey wanted me to do. He wanted Mo to make Lenny laugh.
So you guys in the crowd, now you've got to do this thing where you post the picture, like zoomed up into age Sarah, and you got to put hashtag release the Collins cut, but be very nice about it. Tag at Fear TWD.
The Sarah
at
tapes.
AMC_TV.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the Sarah tapes.
It's happening.
The Sarah tape.
The Sarah tapes.
The Sarah
Right, blame squawking.
Release the Sarah tapes. That's hilarious.
I'll take the heat on that one.
We know and we see all the time what a family you guys are on set. We've talked about it, multiple times, even already tonight. Can you talk about maybe some of the similarities and differences between the family set life on Fear versus Mad TV?
They really don't compare, if I'm being honest. They're two totally different families. Part of that is Mad TV. I was there 5 days a week for 6-7 years, whatever it was. Like we did 26 shows a season. This one does 16. So it was a much more concentrated time being on Mad TV. We're involved in the writing and the creating of it. It was a different immersion. What happens in that situation too is that you, much like a real family, there's arguments or fighting or, what comes to us on Fear is already formed other than the performances. Whereas Mad TV, we're taking the clay and we're forming it together and knocking hands away and going, I don't want that there. And it's a different it's a different production. It's just different. It's a different thing to be on. It's a different beast. So my family on Mad TV is just it's really hard to top that in terms of how to be. Comedy is a dangerous business. It's like we had to go over the edge to know where the edge was. And doing that with each other was a trip. We loved each other hard. We played hard, fought hard. It's a totally different thing. So it's very different than Fear. It's a much more subdued kind of family, more serious and stuff, but not to say we don't have our fun, but it's just very different. And I think that's because the process is so different. But they're both great. I mean, I absolutely love them both.
What is on your playlist today?
Oh, my playlist. Jeez. Let's see. Stevie Nicks. Yeah, been listening to her a lot, especially like the live stuff. I'm just getting it. Oh, so good. And always Johnny Cash is always on my playlist. Yeah.
Yes.
And Bread.
We love the video of you and Alex.
Oh, yes.
I watch it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, we
you
do love
so
Johnny
wonderful
Cash.
Together.
I like so much kind of music, but lately, yeah, playlist, I would say Johnny Cash. God, been on there for a while. Last week, Stevie Nicks. Bread is always on my playlist.
Who is on Sarah's playlist except for other than trucker music?
Let's go Brandy Carlisle. All of these lines upon my face tell you the story of who I've been. So many stories about you. And I
Love it. Yay! Beautiful.
I was going to actually ask, being out there in Austin, I know personally from doing some touring with my friend in South by Southwest, like it's such a music town.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you picked anything up or anything that was specifically Austin that changed, or I don't know, like picked up some new music or some new food or some new, well, aside from the barbecue, like we've heard so much about that, but like anything that's just, I'm just like imagining coming back there like after this is all over and just wandering the damn streets during South by Southwest. You just put your ear up one direction, you hear something else, and the other direction you hear something else.
It is. I have been there before when it was going on, and that's exactly what it is. Like it's just, and I would walk around downtown, and it just was crazy how all of a sudden the music would change. Just amazing. So much music is really cool.
What have you personally taken away from playing Sarah?
Well, I like doing drama. I like it. I want to do more of it. I want to keep doing drama. And I especially like Sarah because, of course, she does still have a sense of humor. So that being said, doing more drama really means doing more moke. I always have believed comedians, we really only always want to have been taken seriously from the start. I want to keep going into that discovery. It's like, because I am actually a very serious person. Everybody was always like, you must be so fun to be around. I'm like, I don't think I really am. But I'm kind of boring. I really am. Like, I'm boring. What I learned from Sarah is just what it's like to embody somebody and dig deep and use myself and that character to tell a story. It's really satisfying, and I want to do a lot of it if they'll have me and they'll allow me. I just want to tell stories and show people through myself. That's what I want. But that's always what I've wanted to do.
Is it accurate to say that Sarah Rabinowitz has more of that authenticity, like that Mo authenticity than any other character you've ever played?
Absolutely. That's it. Yeah, it's the authenticity. I've gotten to learn how to act. I guess. I've gotten to, yeah, I feel like doing Fear, I got to learn how to act. You know, and that's certainly from the people that I work with. Like, I have the best teachers. I got to learn how to act, and I want to do more of it. I think that's what it is. I don't want to do shtick anymore. I don't know. I want to do meaningful things, even if it is comedy. I want to do meaningful characters. I want to keep digging into me to find out what else I'm capable of. That's what I want to do.
Well, yeah. Sarah is just the first stroke in your dramatic painting.
Oh, you started.
Callback.
Oh, beautiful.
I like that.
Be still my beating heart.
And now I'm going to follow that up with the goofy question. This is from Eliza, and she wants to know how you and Alex would do in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, fantastic. We'd kick ass. Are you kidding me? Have you seen him?
With Charlotte? Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'5". He's got muscles, and then me with my smarts. I mean, come on. Plus, we're good alone together for long periods of time. You know,
like a pocket couple.
Yeah, we would do great.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, we would win. We would definitely win.
For my part, I hope to have the kind of closeness, bantery, loving relationship that you and Alex have. Or still
you guys are so sweet together. I love the relationship that we see from you guys.
I can't even describe what happens that you don't see. I really am so grateful for my marriage. I found the person. You know, we found each other, and it just gets better and better. And it's so sweet getting older together, and fuck, we make each other laugh. Yeah. He makes me laugh more than I make him laugh. Like, he's funnier than me. He's the interesting one. I'm the boring one. He really is.
His morning inspirations crack me up.
Oh, God. And have you seen, he's had a new podcast that he just started with a friend from TikTok. Like, but they just hit it off. You know, Alex is such a warm person. He's easy to make friends with if you're not afraid of him at first. So, yeah, they started a podcast, and from what I kind of could hear, it's really good.
I listened to about 20 minutes of the first one when I just have been busy since I haven't been able to finish it.
Yeah.
But I did start listening to it. It was funny.
Was
very
it good?
Uplifting. Yeah, they're very uplifting. Like, they talk a lot of positive stuff, yeah.
I think, like, his buddy, his whole thing is, you know, good morning, assholes, and just gives these uplifting things, and then Alex being zen as fuck. Baby, do you want to pitch your podcast for a sec?
Time to
I'm trying to describe it. Like, what? Describe
drop
it.
a plug in there.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Just tell them
How
what
are
your
you?
podcast is. You don't have to be sexy.
How are you guys?
Just tell them about your podcast.
Okay, so my podcast is called The More You Know, and it's with me and a guy named Wayne Hanna, who is Good Morning Assholes. You guys probably know who that is, right? I mean,
Yep.
I told them that.
yeah, and it's just us talking about life and just everything and anything that we talk about, and we banter, and it's wonderful. And we're gonna have guests soon. We don't know how that's gonna work out yet, but we're gonna do that soon. And it's just a fun ride, and you get to listen to two highly intelligent people
Okay, great.
talk about. All right.
Perfect.
Wait, stick around, because for those who didn't see it, Alex actually had a great part in Santa Clarita Diet, which I enjoyed very much.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
what a
fun
great
one.
show.
I also did an episode
great.
of a show, but I can't tell you about it yet.
Ooh.
Charity, now kiss. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a callback to another thing. Yeah. So-
Oh, one more thing. So go to subscribe to the podcast. It's go to tmykpod.com. TMYK, the more you know. TMYKpod.com.
It's actually very helpful.
Yeah, I know.
Go in the
That's
description.
all I had to do. I told you, like, that's all he had to do was just tell you where to go.
Wow, you're real. You're being real.
I'm being real.
Yeah.
I'm being real.
Both Charlotte and I said, well, if you ever had thoughts about doing anything with Mo, you could do The More You Mow. And it was the most terrible joke. Saying it out loud, it was the most terrible joke I could think of. Now. Yeah,
There's
thank
so,
you. Sorry,
I know, with a name like
apologize.
Mo, it's like there's so many. There's so many things.
Yeah, I'm leaving now. This is getting cut out. Sorry.
I just want to say thank you so much for being here, Mo. It was absolutely incredible getting to talk with you.
Yeah, it was
getting
really
to know
nice.
Sarah a little bit more. Everybody, make sure you check out Mo as Sarah Rabinowitz on Fear the Walking Dead. It's coming back October 17th on AMC. Mo also does an amazing array of voices on Netflix's F is for Family, which is actually going to be airing their final season soon, I heard.
5.
Yeah.
Will be coming out sometime this fall as well. So what you can do in the meantime, though, is check out those first 4 seasons if you don't know those yet.
Yep.
It's a funny show, man. Very proud of that one.
It is so great.
So
it is so
funny.
Great.
Yeah.
And of course, you've got to see Mo as Joan Calamezzo on Parks and Rec, and you can catch up on all of those seasons on Peacock.
Do you want some pita bread? It's really nice to see you guys. I mean, I see you guys on the interwebs, but it's really nice to meet you guys like this.
Okay, now say
It's nice
goodbye.
to see you
I'm
too,
gonna
Alex.
Very nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Alex.
what do you get, hummus?
In
Is it
person.
hummus?
Go ahead and get hummus. Yes, order hummus. Do that. Barbecue news sounds wonderful. Yes.
You know, I remember from our last interview, you mentioned that you were going to be doing more children's voiceovers. And what can parents with children see of yours from the last couple of years that we did our last interview?
Puppy Dog Pals. Sheriff Callie, is that still out there? I was series regular on that and did a bunch of voices. Puppy Dog Pals, I still show up on. I love doing those. Those are fun.
I thought I'd give that a little bit of a highlight for parents with children who
I
really
think
want
that's
to
a great
dig in.
idea.
Yeah.
Good thinking. Yeah, good
I'm not a
thinking.
breeder myself, but other people exist.
Not all my stuff is gore and raunch, you know?
That's not true.
Hey.
I do voiceovers too.
Yeah, yes, you're very talented.
Reassuring Mo, yes.
Oh, God, he needs a lot. He needs a lot. No, it was great, you guys. It was really, really good fun. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you for
it.
spending
This
time
was
with us.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming,
That's
Mo.
the-
You were in our Christmas video last year, and you were always willing to jump in and do things, and thank you so much for that.
You give love, you get love. You know that.
I especially want to thank you for being part of my birthday video. I'm not sure if you saw the reaction or not, but by the time it got to Mo, I completely stopped breathing.
Oh, no. I didn't want that to happen.
I was just so shocked. I forgot to breathe for the minute you were talking, and I'm like,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Y'all are so sweet. You really are. You're just so sweet.
I saved your video for last, so she didn't have any idea. And I put oh, that's the end and stuff. And then I was like, oh, but wait, there's more.
more.
And then you came up and she was like, ah!
So
Love
thank you.
it.
It was probably one of the most specialist birthdays I've
Oh,
ever
cool.
had, ever.
Hey, good luck with your school.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Congratulations, Rach.
Yeah, you can kick ass.
Yeah, that's right, I am.
We love you, Mo. Thank you so much
Love
for
you too.
just
Yeah,
being part
we'll
of the
be talking
family.
to you soon. Thanks for joining the family. Love you guys.